Now, how does one get this separation in a very busy world? It's a fast world out there.
Okay, you'll agree with me that there are a lot of people that we don't even know. Is that right? They are not on social media. They're not on Facebook. They're not on Twitter. They're not on this. Sometimes all of those, even all of those accounts are not managed by them. Those who are there. You can have Microsoft, you can have all those organizations there. They are not really managed by them. Is that right? The people who really churn out those things are in the secret. They are not people you see on a regular, on a daily basis. And they're so busy. Some of them who are speaking engagements, for example, are booked all year through. Some of them are booked 2 years. You understand that now. So when we speak about separation in a fast-paced world, you must separate yourself from the throng in order to be able to add the kind of value you're looking at in your space. So regardless of what the world is talking in a busy world and all of that, people who really add value still find time. They find time to separate themselves, to be on their own, to discover that value that is hidden within them. Sincerely, the real values, the real treasure of the earth are buried. Is that buried in the earth? Right? Gold, silver, whatever is buried. Right? Your treasure, your fountain is buried within you. The fountain of water is buried somewhere down the earth, right? The treasures in the waters, right? And of course, the treasure in the mind of man. Do you understand that? That's what this self-discovery is. Your ability to be able to discover what is in you. Your gift is buried within you. The reason a lot of people don't know what their gift is that right? Is because they are not willing to go into themselves to discover what is within them. Like I tell people, education is actually educe. It's something from within, from the inside to the outside, not from the outside to the inside. When the scripture says a man's gift makes way for him, it's not a man's education or a man's certificate, right? Your gift is buried somewhere within you. It's deep inside. So the deeper you can dig into it to bringing it out for value, packaging it and all of that process, the better for you. Only those who dig are able to find. Only those who seek find. Only those who knock. And the knocking, you can knock and knock and knock and knock, is a consistent and persistent thing. You don't give up. Those who give up never earn. You must ask continuously. You must have importunity, which is tenacity, persistence. You must keep at it. At that point, you've lost all your friends. You've lost family. You've lost almost everything around you. But something keeps you going because it's hidden within. And you need to find it. You need to discover it. Go read about how men discovered gold. How men mine. How men work in mines. What they hazard their lives to get these things. To seek real top-notch and enduring value, you need to separate yourself. It's not an easy place to be in, but it's a place of promise and it's a place of value.
Why is it hard to separate?
It's hard to separate because it's intangible. You think you'll be losing something. It's the same mindset that affects young children. If you tell a young child to go and sleep, they fight sleep every time. I don't know if you know that. Little children fight sleep because they think that they are losing something. When they sleep, something happens that they are not conscious of. Like you've lost something. But it's not so. Sleep is rest. At that point, something happens within you, your organization goes on and all of that. Even if you have a challenge physically, right? If you have a challenge at work or your business, if you go to sleep, your mind doesn't sleep. Your mind has processors. Are you right? that can deliver answers to you or give you a lead, either in your sleep or as you wake up. So be careful. Don't mess with your waking thoughts. Your waking thoughts hold value, depending on what you feed your mind. So people find it difficult to separate because they think that there's something that they will miss. But really, you're not going to miss anything because you're separating for a higher value. You separate not because you separate to build yourself. You separate to develop yourself. You separate to get stingy first. Unless you get stingy first, you cannot get selfless. You understand that now? You have to be able to build yourself up before you can build others. You do that sometimes, most times, if not, in separation. Are you alright? Moses separated for 40 years. Right? But the people he ran away from, right, for 40 years, are the ones he had to go back to deliver. 40 years after. What did he have to lose in those 40 years? He was building himself up. Paul separated for 3.5 years in the Arabian wilderness, right? It came into circulation just to the purpose of the gospel, right? He didn't go back again to Jerusalem until how many years? 14 years after. You know what Peter wrote about him? He said the things he wrote, his revelations. He said there are things that are hard to understand, and many people wrestle with them. Right? What did he lose in separation? What did he lose? Nothing. He gained more. So in separation, there's fortune. But it's hard for people because they think they will lose something. They have something to lose from people you call friends, who are not friends anyway. You lose something to gain something. But what you lose is insignificant compared to what you gain. You lose noise to gain silence, to gain calmness, and to learn to use calmness, to learn to use being alone, okay? To learn to gain traction alone, introspecting, meditating, building, reading, writing, thinking. And you can actually now build, when you talk about introspection now, you talk about being introverted now, that even when you are around people, you are with yourself. You can hear them, but you can listen. Because some people can hear, they're not listening. You can listen. Listening is a higher value. It's a high value. You understand that now? Because with listening, you can process what you've heard in order to be able to respond rather than react. So usually people are weary of these things. You know, they are weary of it because they think they will lose something. But actually, if you lose, you only lose to gain. There are people you call friends who are not friends. They're just tagging along and all of that. If one of them moves up, he picks a new set. And unless you measure up, you know, you build yourself up. You can't play at that level anymore. You understand that now? So what you're actually looking at are partnerships, collaborations, not what you call friendship, which is not really friendship. What do these so-called friends do together anyway? Drink together, you know, smoke together, womanize, you know, share some kind of beer parlor talk and all of that. No, that's not where value resides. Come on. Usually it resides in separation, in introspection, in discovering yourself. And really, when you begin to really grow for value, those people cease connecting with you. When you really, ideally begin to grow, those same people that you probably grew up with and all of that, disconnect from you. When you grow, you lose friends. They call them friends, so-called friends. You know, really so-called, because you're going to begin to hear a lot of talk, a lot of negative talk, like he thinks he's the only one he thinks his ideas are, and all of that. They're not going to buy into your ideas anyway. So you'll be wasting time, trying to force them into. You don't force anyone. And the truth is that the people who are going to patronize you, right, buy your products, are complete strangers. People who never knew you. All they know is your product. That product is fantastic. When you were building it, they didn't know it. Those who knew you never gave you a chance. Never gave you an opportunity of growth. Some either thought it was impossible. Some thought you were overreaching yourself. Some thought you were just a dreamer. They have a whole lot of labels they put on you. But hey, that's the path of value, because actually you're on a journey alone in your wilderness, seeking your oasis. That's where your fountain will meet its joy. Ibi tí orísun ẹ máa ti báre nìyẹn. Orísun mi báre. When you're digging that well, are you alright, brother? You dig with bruises and all of that. Almost by yourself. Almost alone. Nobody gives you a chance of success, of winning.